No, I get it. I get it. Um, yeah. No, the drive is rough. Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah. No, I'll just call. I'll call this weekend and see if we can. You know, maybe next week. All right, man. All right. Talk to you later. No, not today. I think anytime you try to create something, it's hard. And life is just hard on its own for most people. Trying to take time out of your day and to figure out, when you're going to make something or, make music, write a song, try to concentrate on something that isn't pay bills, eat, take care of the people you have to take care of. It's challenging all by itself. Currently, Wayne and me live round trip roughly about 4 hours. So if I go up there or he comes here, that's 4 hours out of your day that you have to allot for to get anything done. Everything that we've been able to accomplish so far working on the music has existed primarily through text, emails, and messenger voice chats, little voice memo things you can send. We probably have a good 400 of those things back and forth, and if we ever compiled them all, it would be hilarious. But we have different schedules, we have different times of day where other people need us for things, and we're not always on the same page. Sometimes I'm ready to work and get something done, and I'm trying to talk to him, and he's got a million things going on. Or vice versa, same thing. He's trying to send me something or show me a song or put an idea out, and I'm just not there. And it can make it really difficult. And that's not even taking into consideration just two people trying to collaborate with each other that have different opinions on what should be done. And I think for the most part, we're lucky because we have the same goal. And the goal is share our music with people, reach people who maybe need to hear some of the things that we're saying, and take joy in that aspect of, putting our art out there. But that doesn't mean that everything's smooth, I mean, I may have a point of view that I want to put something out in this manner, and he may have an opposite point of view. And when you add these little things into the mix, we've definitely had moments where it wasn't knockdown drag out, but we've gone back and forth a few times about it. And that can be good for art, but it can also be, tiring. I mean, collaboration is something I've tried to do multiple times in my life with people. And, everybody kind of always works at a different pace, or when things get hard, they tend to not have the drive to push through it. And I know Wayne's gone through similar things. I think that's probably why this has worked as well as it has, is both of us have that drive to kind of push through. We don't need like everything to be blowing up and going well to still produce. I think if I was to give advice to somebody on collaborating or working together, it's understand that you're coming into this thing because you have strengths to bring to the table, but so does the other person. I think that a lot of it is understanding that together you're going to create something that you couldn't do solo. It's going to be a little different than what you would do. It's going to be a little more aggravating sometimes, but oftentimes if both of you are putting the hard work in, you're going to end up with something that is a little bit greater than just what you would put out. And there's a lot of value in that. It's always hard to put stuff out. It's always hard. I've published books. I've done a lot of things, and you're not putting something out, good or bad, that anybody's anticipating. Nobody's waiting for you to show them something. Nobody's waiting for you to give them the next great story or song or piece of art or video game or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You got to give them a reason to care. And that's hard because, I could cover myself in whipped cream and jump out of an airplane and people are going to watch that. But then they're going to want to see me jump out of a helicopter with pudding or so. I don't know where I'm going with the food stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, what do you want people to care about when they watch you? And I think that's the hard part, is because everybody's trying to put something out. Everybody's trying to hustle and do something with their life. And when you've got 100 to 1,000 people saying, hey, look at me, look at what I did, look at what I've done, it's very easy for the general public to just tune that out. The only really option is to be good, be original, but most of all, do something that's your passion, because it's very unforgiving. And you have to love it, because if you don't love it, it is going to chew you up and spit you out. I think that the biggest thing about starting, at a certain point you have to start. But once you start, you're out there, and you can stop, but you're going to take a hit for it. I think sometimes the biggest struggle in making art, and especially music, is you can sit by yourself in a room for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and, work on stuff. Make sure it's perfect. Make sure you love it. Keep tweaking it. And people do. I've known people that spent their whole lives working on a piece of art that probably will never come out. I think if the goal is to share it, you have to put it out there. But that's when the ball's rolling. And honestly, once the ball is rolling, it's like standing in front of a boulder. It's going to run you over if you're not prepared for it, if you're not planning for it. And I think that the biggest struggle in all of this has just been doing what we made justice. We put the work in, we put the time in, we have something that we love and we care about. Now we have to package it in a way that other people will care about it. And, that's not easy. I did a channel that was primarily like comic book stuff, because that's a big passion of mine. And I've had videos, do 140,000 views. I've had stuff on my YouTube channel, got a couple thousand views. My subscribers were growing. I've seen that happen, but music is such a different ballgame. Because you're not just talking about other people's stuff. You're putting your stuff out there, and people are going to like it or they're not going to like it. And it's almost instantaneous. At the end of the day, whatever you do is going to have struggles. And if you do nothing, you're going to struggle with the fact that you've always wanted to do something, that you've got this stuff inside of you that you want to put out and you want to share and you want to let loose into the world. And it's stuck, and your life's not better. You're still having all the problems that you would normally have, but you're just not putting out the stuff that you love. You're not being who you truly want to be. And I think that's always going to be worse. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make things. It's hard to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and say, hey, this is something I care about and I did. Look at it, please. Maybe be nice if you can, but at least feel something. That's hard, but it's worth it, at least in my opinion.